Hey guys, welcome or welcome back. It is time to talk about Disability Access Service Pass, also known as DAS Pass, yet again. If you're new to my channel, welcome, or if this is your first video that you find in regards to DAS, this is going to be a big one because Disney announced major changes back in April of 2024. It's currently May 30th of 2024, and we're kind of seeing what's going on. And I want to apologize because the sun keeps going in and out. It's super partly cloudy days, so when you see the light changing, it's not me. In April of 2024, Disney made announcements that major changes were coming to Disability Access Service Pass, also known as DAS. They didn't give us too much information, but kind of a little bit here and there, though when you think about it now at the present day, they really didn't give us anything else. So initially Disney said that there's a lot of abuse with this system, so changes had to be made. The changes that they were going to implement were who was going to be approved. They were focusing more on developmental disabilities such as autism or similar. They were going to reduce the amount of people who could be on your DAS from 6 to 4, with possibly allowing you to have your immediate family if it's up to 6 people. Disney also said that instead of 60 days of an active DAS pass, now it's going to be active for 120 days. So that was like the only little plus. Disney also mentioned that if you were caught lying in regards to your disability during your interview, that you would be banned for life from the Disney parks, and any passes that you had will be lost. Disney also said that another accommodation that they were offering or going to offer is return to queue. Now, there was not much information in regards to that, aside from like, you know, there's going to be cast members, you can speak to them. If you need to leave, you can leave, and then you can return to your spot. And people ran with this information. TikTok, I think, blew up with anything and everything related to DAS, how it was going to change, how Disney is now discriminating everybody, how disabilities such as autism take above anything else. It was crazy. And I myself made videos, and I can have them linked up here and down below, and I really wanted to trust the process, that whatever Disney is going to decide to do, that they had good intentions and that Disney is inclusive. And I just truly didn't believe or think that Disney is just going to put a hard stop to so many disabilities, because we have to remember there are so many people who have disabilities. Some are completely invisible and some are visible, and then there's so many people in between. And I just did not think that Disney was going to just put a hard stop to all of this. I really thought that this is going to be a process, how they're going to really filter out those people who are abusing the system. But the people who really need DAS are still going to be able to use DAS. And boy, was I wrong. And I'll be the first to admit, I was wrong. I really didn't see this coming. I didn't believe that this could happen, but it did. And unless Disney is going to change something in the future, Disney did everybody wrong. They really did. The new system went into effect on May 20th. It is currently May 30th as I filmed this video. So not a lot of time has passed, and I didn't want to wait much longer. I just wanted to come on here, have this chatty video with you guys, and update you on everything that we know as of right now. And if there's going to be more information or changes that come out later on, I'll definitely be back to give you the updates and have another chatty video with you guys. So pretty much all we hear right now is that Disney is denying just about everyone. Just about everyone. Even though it's stated on their website that guests who will be utilizing this pass, or guests who will be approved for DAS pass, will be guests who have developmental disabilities like autism and similar. They're denying everybody. It doesn't matter what you have, they're denying everyone. And it is heartbreaking. Between Facebook, TikToks, Instagram, just in my own family and friends community, people who are utilizing DAS, to hear these stories and how poorly people with disabilities are being treated. It's just disgusting. It's disgusting. So pretty much, who is getting denied? Everyone, as I mentioned. Kids who have cancer are getting denied. Adults who have cancer or in remission are getting denied. Veterans are getting denied. People who have PTSD are getting denied. People who have diabetes are getting denied. Kids and adults with autism or other similar developmental disabilities are getting denied. People, adults and kids who are on transplant lists are getting denied. The list goes on and on and on. I mean, seriously, make that make sense. Children who have cancer, heart conditions, lung conditions, who are on transplant lists, who have cognitive disabilities, who have developmental disabilities, who have mental illness related disabilities. Why are we denying children? Children. I can't. Like, it is beyond upsetting for me. As many of you know, maybe you don't, I am a mother to a child. My son is 9 years old and he has a disability. And this is so incredibly upsetting for me because for 9 years of his life, nothing came easy. And anyone who is in this journey knows you have to advocate and fight for what is right every step of the way. I have one kid who doesn't have disabilities and one kid who has a disability. And that kid went to school, never had any issues, nothing. Like, he went out the door and now he's graduating 8th grade. And the other one, it's just been nothing but a fight every single step of the way. And here we are with Disney. We have to fight to prove that my son is more disabled than your son, yet they have the same disability, or this girl's heart transplant is less important than this girl's heart transplant. Like, make that make sense. I just don't understand. And then they want to offer us return to queue. Some people thought that maybe, I was one of them, maybe Disney is going to make this whole new system. No, you have to find a cast member, explain to them what your issue is, why you need to leave the line, and then come back. So what happened to HIPAA? What happened to privacy? What happened to just not making our disabled people feel even more uncomfortable and fighting for the simple accommodation of waiting in a virtual queue line, essentially? Like, why is it so difficult? Everybody who utilizes DAS knows that it's not a skip the line service. You simply wait the hour or hour and a half or even 2 hours somewhere else, and then you still have to get in line and potentially wait another 15, 20, 30 minutes. So we're waiting more than an average guest. Why are we degrading our people with disabilities? Why are we making it more difficult for them? Why do we have to make them uncomfortable, make them embarrassed? We love Disney cast members, and Disney cast members are wonderful. But to be there in the middle of the line, how are you going to discreetly explain your situation to a cast member? What if this is a brand new cast member? What if they don't have much experience? What if they say no? Because I think it did say that it's at their discretion whether they're going to provide you with a pass to return back to line. Why are we telling families to be separated. So half of your family stays in the queue, and then you do what you need to do outside of the queue, and then you come back. Why are we separating families? The stories that people are sharing are absolutely heartbreaking. You want to know what they are? You want to know what Disney is telling people to do? If you have anxiety, bring a stress ball or a fidget toy. If you're overheat, if that's your concern, then bring a fan or a cooling towel. If you have a hard time waiting in line, or it's your autistic child who has a hard time waiting in line, practice at home or practice in your grocery store. To some people who have PTSD or severe anxiety, they have said, don't come, because it might be triggering for you. And they've also said to the same people who are overheating, or it's dangerous for them to be in the heat, they said, just don't come. Don't come in the summer. I'm sorry, it's Florida, okay? Yes, it has cooler months, but are we seriously telling this to guests with disabilities? I don't even know if my son's going to qualify for DAS. I don't know. I really don't know. And you know, in the past, he's always been approved. They ask one question and I give them the same answer. And since he's been 3 years old, he's always had DAS Pass. I've always felt comfortable in Disney. I've always felt like I wasn't judged because the accommodations that my son needed were provided for him. And I was always very grateful and very thankful that a place like Disney exists where I could take my son and he could have the best time, and I don't have to apologize for his disability. And I know many of you, moms, adults, you yourself, you could relate. You could relate when I say you don't have to apologize for your disability. You could relate, because the things that we have gone through, you find yourself doing that quite often. And Disney was always our safe space. Always. It's not like, oh, we needed this and we got it at the drop of the hat. No, it was just those little things that made the biggest difference. And it was just support. It was no judgment. I didn't have to defend him. I didn't have to defend myself. I didn't have to apologize. And we just love Disney for that. We love Disney. I love Disney. My kids love Disney. But going forward, I don't know what's gonna happen. And it's not about buying Genie Plus for us. It's expensive. It's very expensive. We've always purchased Genie Plus. If you go back and look at all my videos, DAS, Genie Plus, individual lighting lanes. I buy it all. I get it all for him because he wants to go as much as he can. You know, we don't live in Orlando or in Florida. We live in New York City. So though sometimes we make it there 3-4 times a year, but like this year, so far we have only one trip, and I refuse to book another one because I don't know if he's going to be approved. I don't know. I just wish as many of us who have disabilities ask for proof. Ask for proof. I have binders that are this big. Whatever you need, this report, that report, eval, doctor's note, letters, this, that, I have it all. Ask for proof and I will give it to you. I just think it's very unfair what they're doing because it's just not fair. It really is not fair. We do go to Sesame Place sometimes and they use the same system as Universal Studios. We've never been to Universal Studios. Well, my kids never been. I've been, because you know they were little and I just wasn't sure how we're going to work it. And plus we always had a great time in Disney World with DAS. It was always very helpful. But now I find myself researching Universal Studios because my son is welcomed there. His disability is not thrown to the side. He doesn't have to fight for his disability. He doesn't have to fight to fit in. I don't know. I don't know. I truly don't know what's gonna happen, but it is just beyond upsetting. I'm in such disbelief. I can't. I can't. And for so many people that are currently calling to register for DAS, I hope many of them get approved, but so many of them are getting denied. So the worst part is that they can't even cancel that vacation. You understand? Because you have to call in to pre-register for DAS 30 days before your first park day, not 30 days before you arrive. So 30 days, 30-day cancellation mark, 30-day registration mark, they can't even cancel because Disney won't even cancel it for you. How terrible is that? Like, how terrible is that? That's terrible. That's terrible. The other thing I have noticed, like in Facebook groups and on TikToks, you know, in the comments, people are just brutal. You know, what happened to the humanity? All of a sudden, everyone thinks that everyone is trying to scam the system and get this DAS pass, and people are just so rude, so disgusting, like really disgusting. These people are coming here for help, for guidance, for support, and all we're doing is just putting them down and degrading them even more based on their disability. Who are you or I to tell them that their disability is not worth it or their disability doesn't qualify for DAS? You're not in their shoes. You don't know their situation, and they're literally coming concerned. Like, hey, I was denied for this particular disability. What do? I don't know what to do. I don't know if I can go to Disney because of XYZ. Or people who are literally anxiously waiting for their video chats with the cast members that are coming up in weeks, months, who are working themselves up so much because they're so stressed out. They don't know if they're going to be approved. They're coming to these special needs groups or Disney fan groups to get help and support and guidance, and these people just treat them like garbage. Disgusting. Where is the humanity? It's just disgusting. You have to do better, people. Disney has to do better, and you guys need to be better, because you don't know what that person is going through. You don't know the life that person has and how this disability, big or small, it doesn't matter. Big or small, it doesn't matter. No two disabilities are the same, and we're just degrading people. As I finish this very chatty video, I'm sorry if it was too long. If you found it helpful and you stick around to the end, thank you so much. The last few things that I just want to mention is that I did read quite a few posts where people called multiple times. Now, some people argue that if you got denied the first time, you will get denied every single time because it will already be in your file. Many people have called 2 or even 3 times, and they added more information in regards to their disability. And sometimes the second call or the third call, Disney actually had like a health professional on the call. I don't know if this is going to be a regular thing. I don't know if they're going to switch to that as we progress in this new system, but it seems that people who call back, they get some sort of medical person alongside with a Disney cast member. And some of these people who were originally denied have been approved. So there's still hope. And if you get denied, don't give up. Call Disney and let them know. And also speak up. If you have concerns, email them. If you're canceling your trip because of this, let them know. If you have your own social media platform, let them know. Let them know how this is affecting you and your family, your loved ones who are utilizing DAS Pass, because this is not inclusive. This is terrible, and they could have gone a million other ways, but the way they're doing this is absolutely unacceptable. So just to quickly go over what you do have now is 120 days if you are approved, but you know, every person is denied. There's no pre-selections or advanced selections anymore. You will be given a DAS for up to 4 people, and if you have more than 4 people and it's immediate family, then they might approve you up to 6. You will now have to wait 10 minutes between scanning and booking your next DAS. And so also remember that if that particular ride has 2 scanning points, like Frozen, Flight of Passage, Mind Train. I mean, there's so many that have 2 checkpoints, scan points. You will have to wait until you get to the second checkpoint, scan point, scan it, and then wait 10 minutes before you can book another DAS pass. And then, of course, if you're not approved for DAS, you might be able to utilize the return to queue accommodations, though there's still not a lot of information about that. Like, is that going to be in your system? So when they scan your Magic Band, that's gonna like alert them like, hey, this person is gonna need a return to queue. Or, as people are saying, it's going to be like, hey, cast member, over here, have an emergency, gotta run to the bathroom, gotta step out, can I get a return to queue? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just looking at my notes over here. I think I covered pretty much everything. As I said, I know this is a chatty video, but I definitely have a lot of feelings. I'm a mom of a kid who has special needs, and this is rough. It's rough. I don't know. We're gonna wait and see. I'll definitely be back when our 30-day to the trip comes around and let you know how that went. If we won't be approved, I'll definitely appeal. If we still won't be approved, of course, as I mentioned earlier, we'll purchase Genie Plus and individual lightning lanes. But going forward, I don't know what we're gonna do. I really don't know. We'll really have to think and rethink our Disney World strategy and how to accommodate my son better. And if I'm able to accommodate him better, there's definitely going to be months during the year where we cannot go, period, end of story, because how busy it's going to be and how limited Genie Plus is going to be, or how expensive Genie Plus is going to be during those times. That's it, I guess, for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to continue this conversation down in the comments below, definitely leave me a comment. And if you want to share your experience, please leave it down below. We are all here together. We're all learning from one another and supporting our disability community here. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys all so much. I appreciate every single one of you, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.